Yo everybody, Shock16 back once again for the Renegade Master. This time a video response to none other than Novabug. Oh yeah, big congratulations to both Novabug and his missus on the new arrival to their family. He's just become a father, I think, for the third time. Is this your third one now? Yeah, first son I do believe. I believe you've got 2 daughters and now you've got a son as well. So many congratulations to you both, mate, on that. But yeah, this is a video response to his new series, the Friday Foursome. It's not what you think. But yeah, Friday Foursome, basically Novabug asks you a question and you've got to give 4 answers back. This edition's question is favourite control pad, sticks, etc. So yeah, you just got to respond with your 4 favourite control pads or control sticks or whatever. So my first choice is going to be a control pad that I can't actually show you, but it's the Super Nintendo controller and one of Novabug's choice in his 4 as well. But yeah, the Super Nintendo controller, I just think it's the main classic retro controller for me. I mean, it's probably just due to the fact that I was a big Super Nintendo kid when I grew up, so that's the pad I'm more familiar with. I also thought it was a bit beyond its time, because like the Mega Drive pad, it was like a boomerang with with 3 buttons, weren't it? Whereas the Super Nintendo controller was like a nice curved thing, fitted in your hands, and yeah, it had 6 buttons. Do you know what I mean? It had your 4 buttons and then your 2 shoulder buttons. Ahead of its time, man. But I will say that, you know, when you go back to the Super Nintendo control pad nowadays, after playing with like more modern controllers, it does feel a little bit small. But yeah, it's still a nice, comfortable control pad, and there's none of this like holding start to get high kick, high punch and stuff like that on fighters. What's all that about, Mega Drive fans? I know now, I can hear all the Sega fanboys just going, oh, boo, boo, but yeah, whatever. Super Nintendo control pad is up there for me. So now, my second choice is another control pad that actually Novabug picked himself as well, and that is the DualShock 2. I would say though that it's probably on par with the DualShock 3. There's not much between it, is there? I mean, the original DualShock for the PlayStation 1, that was a good controller, but I think they nailed it, they perfected it with the second version. But yeah, it's just a nice control pad. It fits in your hands and the shoulder buttons feel nice. I will say that the shoulder buttons probably feel nicer on the DualShock 2 than they do on the PlayStation 3. On the DualShock 3, should I say. But yeah, it's just a nice fitting pad. Nice. I like the analog sticks on this, and it's just nice. It just fits in the palm nice, and it's not too heavy, nice and light, and yeah. As you can see, I'm rocking a silver one. That's not by any kind of favoritism choice or like that for colour. Basically, the PlayStation 2 is probably the console that I have rage quit on the most when playing games. I don't know why. But yeah, PS2 games used to infuriate me, so I've been through a lot of these pads. But luckily enough, these pads was never expensive. Not even back in the day when it was current console. I think you could pick up a new control pad for like 15-20 quid, couldn't you? So yeah. It's a good controller, and they're cheap to replace, which is good for somebody like me that used to rage quit all the time. So yeah, and then my next one is going to be a very, very recent controller, and that is the Xbox One controller. So let me just take you back to this controller, the Xbox 360 controller. This, to me, is probably one of the best control pads ever made. It just fits so snug into your hand, and I love these triggers. I think these triggers, do you know when you're playing an FPS or something like that, and you're pulling a trigger, it feels like you're pulling a trigger on a gun. I know that sounds stuff, but yeah, triggers are great. But one thing that I always thought about the 360 pad is it was a little bit too light. It's like it's got no weight to it at all. The D-pad on it is just like this circular fucking disc thing, and it's a bag of shit. Yeah, and I don't know if you can hear it, but the triggers are dead springy and this squeak and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know, it feels a bit toyish, should we say. But yeah, overall, I think that this is still one of the best pads ever made. But then the Xbox One, basically it took that, and for me, probably a bit controversial. I know some people still prefer the Xbox 360 pad, but for me, the Xbox One perfected it. And it's got a nice weight to it. It feels like it's weightier, this one. And it just feels better crafted, and yeah, I don't know what it is. Because it's virtually the same kind of control pad as the 360, but this one, it just feels better built, better quality. And I mean, even the thumbsticks, I know it just sounds daft, just stupid little things, but the thumbsticks now have this like, it's like smooth, and then they have like this grip around the thing, and your thumbs just feel snug on the analog sticks. And you've now got the proper D-pad, which, you know, is a proper D-pad. You don't really use a D-pad for much, do you? But yeah. And the triggers, they don't squeak. It's none of that springiness. Making my own words up today. But yeah, there's none of that springiness, that squeaky, like toyish feel. It just feels like a nice, solid, quality controller. And I love that extra bit of weight that it's got on it. Yeah, I love that shit. The only thing that I will say is though, shoulder buttons. The shoulder buttons on the 360 controller are still better. Because you can't, like, I don't know if you know this, but like if you click that part, it doesn't actually click, it doesn't move, it's solid. On the shoulder buttons on the Xbox One, you have to hit them on the side there. So if you're a bit off, you can sometimes like press it and have no response. So that's why the shoulder buttons on the 360 controller wins. But overall, I prefer the Xbox One control pad. So yeah, Xbox One. Then my last one is actually a stick, an arcade stick, or whatever you want to call it. But it's not a pad, put it that way. And that is the Neo Geo AES arcade stick. This is a thing of beauty for me. I love this thing. Micro switched, 4 nice big buttons. This is great for, you know, AES games, you know what I mean, Neo Geo games. So I mean, it's just arcade perfect, them kind of games. You're playing arcade games, you want a good arcade stick. And yeah, SNK just got this bang on, didn't they, with the Neo Geo. This is one of the best feelings, you know, when you're playing like a fighter or something like that. You've got, I don't know, yeah, you're just playing one of them 2D fighters and you've got this and it's clicking away and you're mashing these buttons. It's an experience like no other, mate. I tell you, it sounds weird. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just an arcade stick, but it's one of the best arcade sticks ever made, in my opinion. It's just brilliant. So yeah, my fourth and final choice is going to be the AES arcade stick. So there you go. There was my top 4 controllers to the Friday Foursome Novabug. If you hadn't already seen his video, then I'm going to link you to it. It will be in the description. I'll probably put an annotation up as well. So turn them on and click it. It'll take you straight there. And yeah, don't forget to check out his Facebook page and vote my video up, as well as everybody else as well. Go check out everybody else's responses. There's some really great ones that have already come in. So yeah, there you go. Shock16, Friday Foursome, best controllers. What are yours? Let Chris know. Do a video response to his Friday Foursome. See you later. I'll be Shock16. You've been whatever. You've been fantastic. You've been awesome. You've been watching this. And that says a lot about you. So there you go. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.